Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I wanted to come on here and get some message cards from your person and see what they want you to know right now. What are their thoughts and feelings towards you, and the connection itself. So the first one that we have is, I do talk about you. So it feels like your person is getting some advice as far as how to proceed in this connection next. There's a sense of nervous anticipation with this. So like a big conversation that they want to have with you. For some of you, this is the energy though of they have kept their feelings hidden. They've tried to just keep themselves in the friend zone, keep everything very PG as far as your interactions with one another are concerned, and they're ready to take things to the next level. But there's a sense of like, I want to make the moment right. I want to make this a special experience for the two of us, something that will be memorable, something that is out of the ordinary. It feels like they've been studying you, kind of like observing you when you're not watching, or thinking back on experiences that you've had with one another, trying to kind of figure out what makes you smile, what makes you tick, what makes you light up inside, because they don't want to come across as somebody that's just, you know, taking a very generic approach to love and romance with you. They don't want to come across as just like everybody else. They're also not wanting to showboat with you though. This is somebody that wants to express a level of honesty about their feelings in a way that will be meaningful for you. So this is somebody who's trying to decipher and learn your love language. Different things that they may have done up to this point in time, or even looking back on kind of previous experiences and sort of like, okay, did that go well? Did it feel off? How can I improve? What can I learn from that circumstance? We also have, you will hear from me soon. So again, like a big conversation that they're getting ready to have with you. They may be planning a getaway, planning a trip with you, wanting to kind of get you alone, get you in a special space where they can open up about everything. They can explore those deeper feelings. You're away from prying eyes or kind of the usual environment within which the two of you have been interacting. And this is not even something like, I just want to have a moment of bliss and pleasure with you and then we return to our ordinary reality. But it's a sense of almost wanting to give you a taste of what they're capable of when they're really serious about somebody. When they are in love, there's a different version of them that just very naturally comes to the surface that they feel like you would be able to appreciate, or you've gained access to this part of them without even meaning to. You've transcended their walls and barriers and you've gotten in their hearts somehow. If it's kind of early in your connection, there may also be a sense of like, I have to put the brakes on in this situation. I have to make sure I can't just tumble head first into this. This could be a person that had like love at first sight and their practical side is taken over. Like, wait a minute, okay, that's only something in the movies, that's only something in books, this is real life. So how does that fit in with kind of what we need to do in order to get to know one another as people, to establish, do we really have true compatibility beyond the surface level chemistry? And so it feels like they've been holding back for quite some time, fighting their feelings to a certain extent for quite some time. And it's like, I can't do this anymore. It's not worth it. Or you've satisfied all those requirements of somebody that is like a safe place. You're their safe zone. You're their safety net. So as they're out in the world, kind of like taking risks in other ways, there's a sense of being with you is like a sort of homecoming. It makes them want to kind of loosen up. It makes them want to confide in you. It makes them want to bring you in on plans that they have for themselves, for their life in general. And there's a sense of wanting to take that next step with you to let you know that they don't just want something casual. They don't just see you as a friend. They're not just looking for a fling. They're not just looking to waste your time. But there's a sense of like, I want to go deeper with you and I want this to be meaningful and special. And I want this to be one step closer to forever. I also say I'm done running from this connection. Yeah, so if this person needed to sort of sit back and put their heart on restraint and check in with the logical mind. Maybe discuss with people in their life as well, kind of like, what do you think of this person? What do you think of this situation? Is this the right move if I take a chance in this circumstance? For some people, this is somebody who's getting ready to ask you to marry them, or getting ready to ask you to move in, or getting ready to ask you to be their girlfriend, be their boyfriend, their partner, just kind of whatever terms that you resonate with. But there's a sense of like they want to get the green light or the okay from others in their life that care about them, or that are important, or that might be able to have like an unbiased opinion, because when they look at you, they just have stars in their eyes. It's almost a sense of like feeling, I don't trust my own feelings as far as you're concerned, because I'd run away with you tomorrow. I would have run away with you on the first day that we met. And lessons in life and in love prior to encountering you have kind of cautioned this person about moving impulsively. So they definitely have other people kind of checking in, sort of looking at the situation, evaluating the situation, giving very honest feedback, it feels like. And overall, there's a sense of almost like, you don't know unless you try. You'll never know if this is a circumstance that will work out between the two of you in a long-term sense unless you take that step forward. So it feels like they have a lot of people that are encouraging them to create positive movement in this situation, but also a lot of people that are kind of just standing back and like, I'll support you either way. If this thrives, great. And if this is a circumstance where it falls apart further down the line, you always know that you have people that love you, people that you can like come home to. And so it feels like it's giving your person a lot of sense of autonomy, a lot of sense of trust to be able to follow that heart, to not kind of need to know all the answers or control all the details and the outcome. But this is somebody who's getting ready to just go with the flow, take a chance on love in a very bold way, or in a way that it feels like they haven't been comfortable doing in a long time, or maybe even before with anyone. I also say you really are the best thing that has ever happened to me. So you're unlike anyone they've ever known. Any exes that they had that might have kind of set the bar very high as far as romance is concerned, not like toxic exes that, left them worse for wear and it took a lot for them to like heal, or, maybe they became very jaded or closed off. And as a result of that, but like imagine sort of the best possible relationship they had, the best possible person they were ever with in their past. They would have said, things didn't work out, but there's no hard feelings between us. You exceed whatever the feelings were for that person. As your person envisions taking things a step further with you, or investing with you in a long-term sense, it's almost mind-boggling the way that already, whatever your nature of contact is up to this point in time, the experiences that you've had with one another, there's a sense of feeling that they might not have even truly ever have understood what love is, or what's possible between two people in love, because even like their best relationship in the past, the feelings that they have for you exceed that. Who you are as a person outshines whatever that kind of X that they had put on the pedestal is. So you're definitely the champion of this person's heart. You're a star in their eyes. You're the center of their world. They also say, I know more than you think. So again, this is somebody that's been keeping tabs on you. They've been watching you from afar, kind of observing you in your element, not trying in like a creepy sort of way, to gather information to use against you later, but it's a sense of almost like, I want to get to know you when the spotlight's not on, when you're not maybe kind of compelled or instinctually just sort of drawn to perform or to put that best foot forward. There's a sense of like, who are you kind of when the honeymoon phase has worn off? Who are you when there's no one around? Who are you when things are not going your way, or you're not feeling your best? And anything they've witnessed about that, kind of just in their observations, or maybe you've had some difficulties in your life and this person's needed to sort of step up for you or hold space while you've worked through some things. All of that they have found very endearing. They see your vulnerability not as weakness, but as like a sign of your strength. And this is drawing them to you more and more every day. I also say, I've thought about having a family with you. Yeah, so if you're interested in having kids, this person has already kind of thought about that as well. What would our kids look like? What would we name them? What would life look like? And if that's not something that's in your game plan, you know, this is somebody that's very open to like, hey, we can have pets and those can be our kids, or it can just be the two of us and I will be very happy, very content, very fulfilled, building a life with you in whatever way it is that you want, that intersects with the things that I want. I also say I've been manifesting our connection. Yeah, so they've been putting in some work behind the scenes. I'm kind of surprised they're planning for you, something that's going to really catch you off guard in the best possible way. So that kind of relates to that they've been studying you. They've been kind of brushing up on their skills, sort of refining their typical love language, or sort of the lengths they would have gone to for love in the past, because there's a sense of you're a treasure, you're valuable to them, you're an important person, you're a special person, you're a very meaningful person, and this isn't just somebody who wants to seal the deal with you in a very kind of neutral way or in a low effort sort of way, but it's a sense of like, I want to wine you and dine you and make you feel appreciated in the ways that everyone that failed to capture your uniqueness and cherish that or take good care of that in the past, I want to do better than that. I want to help you forget your woundedness, forget your trust issues, forget every ex that did you wrong in the past. None of that matters because I'm here now, you're here now, and we're moving forward together. And also say, when we first met, I just always had this feeling about you. Yeah, so this is definitely somebody that felt love at first sight. You might have activated their heart chakra, and it could have taken them a while to come to terms with that. Like, what is this? Why do I feel this flood of emotions towards this person? Why do I feel like you're the missing piece to the puzzle of my life and I've only just met you? So however long you've known this person, whatever the nature of your changing dynamic has been with one another, they have felt something deep, something very mystical, something very intriguing, something very next level, something very special, unique, and important for you right from the start. Also say, I've thought about you spending time with my family and me. Yeah, so there's that energy of like wanting to combine forces, wanting to blend families, or kind of bring you in closer to their reality. They're also really curious to kind of meet your people. Where did you come from? How did you grow up? What were the ways in which you were taught to love yourself, or maybe you weren't taught that at all? And there's a sense of like, I want to make up for the deficits that even like family members or previous friends, you know, might have created within you, a sense of that you're not worthy of love, or that you have to perform for love, or you have to earn love, or love is, you know, taken away, that it's very conditional if you're not meeting certain standards. All of that is kind of being considered by your person, either in what you shared with them, or maybe they have met your family members or some of your family members, or they're just able to observe things. And it's maybe somebody who's, you know, energetically sensitive. They may be kind of psychic. They may not call themselves that, or they may have a different way to define it, but there's almost a sense of somebody that's reading between the lines of your behavior, either like walls you have up or ways that you've been maybe overgiving to them currently or in the past. And they're not seeing that as like an issue with you, but it's like, where's the root of this? Where did you learn all of this? And what can I do to help you to sort of retrain your emotional body and your, you know, your mind and your understanding that you don't need to try so hard to be loved. You know, if you make a mistake, it's not like the house of cards falls down all around you. So this is somebody that wants to bring to you and bring you closer to a healthier version of love. They also say, I've been thinking about proposing to you. Yeah, so there's that confirmation. For some of you, this is somebody who's getting ready to pop the question. They may be looking at rings, doing some budgeting, kind of planning that. Like, what would that be like? What would I say? Where would this happen? What would be the proper circumstances? And it feels like if this is somebody that's getting ready to propose, they're not interested in like a, you know, multi-year long engagement and kind of like, okay, I put a ring on it, but now we're still just sitting here playing house with one another and haven't made anything official. There's something that they want to move forward. They're very certain about their feelings with you. They want to move forward very quickly, very effectively, and in a way that is out of the ordinary in the best possible way, that gives you a sampling, a taste of what life with them in a long-term sense will be like. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.